Hope everyone's doing well. This is my second video ever. My name's Ty Sanchez, and I'm going to show you how to check out your TPS sensor and set your TPS sensor with just some cheap things laying around the house. The tool to actually do this with the pigtails is like $170, and finding a video on how to do it on the manual spec is just dang near impossible. That someone can understand to a degree. So with that being said, follow along and I'll show you how to get away for under $30. That's right, under 30 bucks. All you need is to make sure first and go through your manual and find what voltage reference your TPMS sensor uses. 90% of TPS sensors use a 5-volt reference. Most all signals for your sensors on anything, on cars, on motorcycles, on dirt bikes, on anything, most of the time we're going to use a 5-volt reference. However, that's not always true, so please do check your manual. However, continuing on, if you have a 5-volt reference TPS, this video is just for you. So, two things that you can look for around your house to get the 5-volt reference. That's always the biggest problem, okay? Is getting that 5-volt reference. It seems near impossible or crazy expensive for a device that can do this. So, two things. One is a block and a charger. Charger for your iPhone, a charger for Android, a charger for an iPad. All of these actually use a 5-volt charge reference. And 90% of the time, a block or a USB port is ohmed down to 5 volts or resisted down to 5 volts. So, get you a block, get you a charger that you don't care about, cut the ends off, plug it in, get your voltmeter. We're going to set it on voltage right here. That's the one with 2 lines, 1 line and a dotted line. This one's a little bit fancy. It's going to automatically select some stuff for me. But if yours looks like this right here, this is AC with 2 lines above it, you're going to want to go to the 20 for this whole process. That'll just give you 100 thousandths of a reading on this, and that'll really help you out. That's what you need. So, going forward, second option is RGB light commanders. They use 5-volt references. A 5-volt system. So if you have an RGB commander, the odds are is it's running a 5-volt reference. In some cases they are 12 volts, so please do sure to check. This one right here was $12.50 at Walmart on clearance, and I picked it up. With that being said, putting in some fresh batteries, cutting off the ends, and testing it straight to the ohm meter on voltage, I read 4.89 volts. That is sufficient enough because my TPS maxes out at 3.4. Okay, it maxes out at 3.6. That's the max reading allowed on mine. If yours was 3.95, you would need to make sure you had brand spanking new batteries in here to get the full 5 volts out of this consistently long enough for you to get your wide open throttle setting going forward. Now that we have that, all TPMS sensors will be set like this. All of them. Refer to your manual to get to the pins and understand which is which. However, coming from the module, you're going to have a positive lead. It does not matter which side you use, as long as you keep the circuits individualized. Coming off of one side, I'm going to the positive lead with inside my plug here, which is right here. This is positive receiving of the TPS, okay? Now, there is also a positive feed going back to our ECM, ICU, BCU, whatever you have going on. It's going back. So, we are going to go from this one, which is our feed out, and we are going to go to the positive on our voltmeter. Okay? So that is the full positive system set. We have come from here, we have come up into the plug, and then it has gone into the sensor, and has come back around. It has come out into the voltmeter on our red system. Okay, the ground is a little tiny bit more complex, but nothing serious. You've got it. Hang with me. We're going to come to our ground, and we're going to come up into our ground pin. Okay, now here's the trick. These need to be together on this module and on this. So all you're going to do is you're going to run all three grounds together. So I'm coming down here, I'm coming down here, and I'm coming down here. All three have been connected together. With 5 volts being sent, 4.83 for me, now I am ready to go to my service manual. My service manual specifies that when my throttle is fully closed, that this reading from the voltmeter with it on volts, if you have this option on 20, not with the squiggly line, but on the double line, this is a AC right here, okay? Ignore this. It will look like 20 with those lines right there, okay? If that is your option. If not, and it looks like this, it's automatically going to do it for you. Okay, so moving forward. The base for mine, TPS, is 4.0 till 6.0. Oh, I said that wrong. I apologize. It is 0.4 to 0.7. That is my tolerance I'm allowed to be in. So with the throttle fully closed on the low end, I need to be between 0.4 and 0.7. I'm at 0.559. That cannot be any physically better. That is very, very, very good. Very good setting. So, going on. That's set. Now, if this was not set and it was off for you, all you would do is you would loosen your screw and you would rotate left or right until you found that proper setting. Then you would screw the screw down. Okay? Now you need to check the top of the throttle to ensure that the sensor is reading properly from the bottom to the top. All you set is base. You do not set the top. You just want to scope the top to make sure you're within your tolerance range. For me, that is going to be, throttle's all the way open now, that is going to be 3.5 to 3.7. I am dead between the two at 3.6. Cannot physically be any better. That is where you want to be. Going back down, 5.57. That's how finicky it is, though, by the way. It is extremely finicky, and it is extremely responsive. But I hope this helps somebody. I hope this saves you some money, some time, and I really hope your brain doesn't have to rattle as much as mine did. However, this is only going to work for 5 volt TPS sensors only. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Come back for more.